Okay, here we are in Mr. Anderson from Kellogg Community College. We're going to be doing a lot of problems from section 7.5, the general factoring chapter here. We're going to be doing problems number 6, numbers 9, numbers 36, and finally number 42. And I like this section because this section kind of throws everything at you. All the different types of factoring that you've learned, and they're not actually set up in sections, so it just means that you have to go through all the different rules that we've had before in factoring. So let's look at problem number 6. It's 5x squared minus 15x minus 50. Okay, the first thing we got to look for is common factors. Is there anything that can be divided from each of these three? And the greatest common factor is 5, which is x squared minus 3x minus 10. Then we ask, is this a binomial, trinomial, or polynomial with 4 terms? And it only has 3 terms, so it's a trinomial. It fits the trinomial rules. We check to see if this number in front's a 1, and it is. Therefore, we can just see what 2 numbers multiply to make negative 10 and add to make 3. And without listing those numbers, I can tell you that negative 5 times 2 gives us a negative 10. Negative 5 times 2 gives us a negative 10. And if I add those up, it makes up negative 3. The x's go here because it's an x squared, x and x, because of the f of the foiled cable. And the 5 gets dropped down. That's problem number 6. And it doesn't take long before the problems get a lot more tricky. So here's problem number 9, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x minus 18. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a look. Is there anything I can factor out of all 4 of these? No. Generally speaking, you're not going to be able to do this with a polynomial with 4 terms. So we ask ourselves next, is this a binomial, trinomial, polynomial, 4 terms? This is a polynomial 4 terms, so the most common factoring method we have is grouping. We're going to look and see what we can remove from the first 2 terms, which is x squared, and that gives us x plus 2 there. And then what we're going to do is take a look at these 2 terms right here, which is what can you remove from these 2? Now, I know a lot of you can say, well, I can remove a 9, but that would give me negative x minus 2. We want to remove a negative 9, and then what that will give us is x plus 2. And now we have a pair, the x plus 2's, which can be put together in kind of a reverse distributive formula, and my leftovers get their own set of parentheses, x squared minus 9. Now before you say, oh, phew, I'm done, this x squared minus 9, be aware of it, it is a difference of squares, because it follows our rules for difference of squares. X squared is an even power, 1 and 9 are perfect roots, and it's a subtraction problem. So this becomes x plus 3, x minus 3. Look for that on tests. That's going to be pretty common to separate the a pluses from the a minuses. So look for difference of squares everywhere you go, and we'll see this again in problems 36 and 42. So here's 36. Y cubed plus 2y squared minus y minus 2. All right, so this is a degree 4 polynomial, or sorry, a polynomial with 4 terms in it, not degree 4, that's technically degree 3. What we'll do is we're going to use the same technique before. What can factor out of the first 2 terms, which in this case is y squared, so this will be y plus 2. And now here's something interesting. What can factor out of the negative y minus 2? Well, it would be a negative 1. And that would make the negative y into positive y and the minus 2 into a plus 2, which makes us our match. Our match, I am going to just write it first, and our leftovers will be y squared minus 1. I'll let you look at that for a moment. Y squared minus 1, so I got y plus 2, y plus 1, y minus 1. Because of the difference of squares. Follows all our rules. It is a difference. This is, y squared is an even power, and 1 and 1 are perfect roots. Phew! Let's get to problem number 42. Y to the 5th minus 16y. Okay, first question. Can we factor something out of these 2 problems? Absolutely, we can factor out a y. And that would make y to the 4th minus 16. And then we take a look inside. It's a binomial, so it fits our difference of square rules. Is y to the 4th even? Yes, even power. Is 1 and 16 rootable numbers? Yes. And then minus, it's a difference. So we can break this down into y squared plus 4, and then y squared minus 4. Phew, I'm glad we're done. No, we're technically not done. Take a look at the y squared minus 4. Is this an even powered? Yup. Is 1 and 4 rootable numbers? Yup. Is it a difference? Yes. So this can be broken down to y plus 2, y minus 2. And when you have gone through 1, 2, 3 steps of factoring, please don't forget to write down all of your other terms that came with it. The purpose of doing this is to see when these trinomials, these polynomials, when they hit the ground. Technically, this will, if you type this equation into your graphing calculator, this will intersect at -2, -1, and +1. And this will intersect the ground at 0, -2, and +2 as well. And this, if you set it equal to 0 and solve for it, you'd see that it would give you some imaginary numbers. So all of this is, academic, but these are the way to factor these two problems to get you ready for 101 and 121 at Kellogg Community College. Thank you very much.